Hey guys, Brad Danger here. And what if I were to tell you that some of the best cars to buy right now are the exact cars everybody else is terrified to touch? Not because they're all bad, and not because they all explode, but because depreciation has absolutely obliterated them. And when depreciation and reality stop matching up, that is where the deal actually lives. Most people shop used cars like they are voting for prom king. They buy the badge everyone approves of. They avoid the badge their cousin roasted in a group chat one time. And then they overpay for the car that they don't even like that much. I do not want that for you. I want you to understand the car market like a weapon, because the fastest depreciating cars are not always the worst cars. Sometimes they're just misunderstood. Sometimes they're just overbuilt but out of fashion. And sometimes they're just luxury cars with terrifying new car prices and normal used car demand. And then sometimes the internet just hears one bad story and nukes an entire category for 5 years. That is where we eat, you guys. Now, quick reality check before the comments go feral. Yes, some cars depreciate fast because they, well, deserve it. And yes, some of them will still hurt you on maintenance. And yeah, cheap to buy does not mean cheap to own. But if you know what you're looking at, this is one of the easiest ways to get way more car for the money than people think is possible. And the market data backs up why this whole video exists right now. You see, iSeeCars found the average 5-year depreciation across all vehicles at about 45.6%, while EVs are way worse at 58.8% on average, which tells you exactly where some of the craziest deals are hiding right now. And with gas prices going up, well, you better stay tuned, because here are the cars that depreciated the fastest, and in a lot of cases, faster than they deserve from my perspective as a guy who actually likes cars and hates lighting money on fire. Starting with number 10, the Mini Cooper S, the hardtop 4-door. This is one of those cars that gets punished by old reputation and lazy assumptions. People hear Mini and they picture the older problem child era and expensive little dealership visits, and they move on. Meanwhile, the newer BMW era powertrains have made a lot of these. Way better than people give them credit for if you buy smart. And the depreciation is exactly why I am bringing it up. A 2021 Mini hardtop 4-door Cooper S started at about $28,250, and KBB has it around $18,650 now. That is a drop of about $9,600, which is roughly 34% on a funky, fun, premium-ish hatchback that still feels like something that is a very real value play if you want personality and do not want to pay the cool tax. Number 9, the Acura TLX. This one is a perfect example of a car getting squeezed by the market more than by the actual ownership experience. Because when people shop used, they cross-shop Acura against Honda money and Lexus expectations. And the TLX ends up in this weird middle lane where it does not get the resale love it probably should. A 2021 TLX with the technology package was about $42,545 new, and KBB shows the current fair purchase price around $23,200. That is a drop of about $19,345, or roughly 45%. And what are you getting for that hit? A legit premium sedan with real road presence and Honda bones under it. That is exactly the kind of depreciation I like to exploit. Number 8, the Mazda CX-50 Turbo Premium Plus. This is where the average buyer still has not fully caught up to how good modern Mazdas feel. Mazda is one of those brands where people will compliment one in person and then still pay more for something duller because the badge feels safer, and that gap creates used deals constantly. 2024 CX-52.5 Turbo Premium Plus was $44,720 new, and KBB has it around $30,400 now. That is a drop of $14,320, or about 32%. And this is exactly the play I love in the real world. Let somebody else eat the first hit while you scoop the loaded trim with low miles and all the good stuff. Number 7, the Nissan Rogue. And yes, I know some of you are already typing relax. This is not me saying every Nissan is a secret unicorn. This is me saying brand reputation can crush resale across a lineup, and if you know what you are buying, there is money to be saved. The Reddit thread was all over this point, with Nissan trucks and SUVs getting dragged by broader Nissan stigma. And honestly, that is a real phenomenon in the used market. A 2021 Rogue SV started around $30,315, and KBB shows it around $17,700. Now, that is a drop of $12,615 or about 42% if your goal is a safe, practical daily and you are shopping the actual vehicle, not just the memes. This is the kind of thing worth at least considering. Yo guys, quick pause because this is super important. The giveaway is live right now and we're giving away this fully built, dripping in carbon Supra, 4 months in the making. And guys, it is the Tuner Hero spec, plus a Shelby GT350 with an exhaust that sounds absolutely ridiculous. So, if you want to win, you've got a decision to make. Do you get the JDM Legend, or do you get the American Icon? And guys, for a limited time, every purchase that you make on the site, which is pinned in the first comment down below, you get 2,000 bonus entries to win one of these cars, plus bonus cash, hat, shirt, entry pack, it don't matter. That's 2,000 extra chances on top. And Rocky from New York grabbed a quick entry pack last time and walked away with the GTR plus bonus cash. So yeah, it definitely happens. And we're running it back with 2 cars. So which one you picking? Let me know in the comments down below and go get entered as well. And good skill. Number 6, the Volvo S60 T5 Momentum. This one is a classic luxury sports sedan, depreciation punch in the mouth. Volvo sedans are nice, like actually nice. Good seats, clean design, understated vibe, grown-up energy. But the used market treats a lot of sports sedans like leftovers because everybody wants crossovers now, and that means you can find some insane value if you still want a sedan. 2021 Volvo S60T. 5 Momentum started at $39,995 and KBB has it around $19,200 now. That is a drop of $20,795 or about 52%. Half off in just a few years for a car that still looks expensive in traffic is exactly the kind of mismatch this video is about. Number 5, the Infiniti Q50 Lux. This might be the poster child for reputation, collateral damage, because people hear Infiniti and a lot of them just mentally file it under Nissan plus takeover behavior and move on. And yes, some used examples have absolutely lived hard lives. That is why you inspect the car and the owner and the service history, not just the badge, but the depreciation is undeniable. 2021 Infiniti Q50 Lux started at $42,825 and KBB shows it around $20,100 now. That is a drop of $22,725 or about 53% for a 300 horsepower rear drive based luxury sports sedan. That is wild value on paper if you buy the right one and avoid the clapped out nonsense. Number 4, the Cadillac Lyriq. Now we are entering the EV bloodbath portion of the video, and this is where depreciation gets so aggressive it starts to look fake. A lot of shoppers are still nervous about EVs in general. Battery longevity, charging, software, resale, all of it. Meanwhile, the used market is absolutely body slamming some genuinely premium EVs. A 2023 Cadillac Lyriq luxury started at $62,990 and KBB has it around $28,800 now. That is a drop of $34,190 or about 54%. In basically no time, that is a luxury EV for used Camry money in some markets. You do need to understand your charging situation and you need to price insurance before you get all excited. But this is exactly what I mean by depreciation creating opportunity. Number 3, the Audi e-tron. This one is the sneaky luxury deal hunter special if you know what you are signing up for. Because the e-tron was expensive, genuinely premium, and the market has punished early luxury EVs hard. A 2021 Audi e-tron premium started at $66,995 and KBB has it around $21,800 now. That is a drop of $45,195 or roughly 67%. That is absurd. And this is why people in comment sections keep saying used EVs are where the deals are, because they are. You are not getting a stripped Econobox for 20-something grand. You are getting an Audi luxury EV that used to cost real money. Now again, I am not telling you to impulse buy one after this video. I am saying if your life works with an EV and you can live with the realities, this kind of depreciation is the whole game. Number 2, the BMW 7 Series, specifically the 740i. This is one of my favorite examples of rich guy depreciation because it perfectly shows how new car pricing and used car demand live in completely different universes. When new, these things are rolling flexes. When used, they are giant luxury sedans with complicated tech and expensive parts, and a buyer pool that gets way smaller, way faster. A 2020 BMW 740. I started at $87,445 and KBB BB has it around $30,300 now. That is a drop of $57,145 or about 65%. You could lose an entire nice sports car in depreciation and still be left with a used 7 Series. That is hilarious and terrifying and exactly why it belongs on this list. And number 1, the Mercedes EQS 450 Plus. This thing is the final boss of modern depreciation shock because when these launched, they were priced like the future, and now the used market is looking at early luxury EVs and going, cool. Story. Here is 1/3 of your sticker, a 2022 EQS 450 Plus Premium started at $103,360 and KBB has it around $35,100 now. That is a drop of $68,260, about 66%. That is not normal human money to lose on one car in this short a window. And from a buyer perspective, that is exactly why this category is so interesting right now. If your use case fits and you do your homework, the used EV market lets you buy way above your pay grade in terms of comfort, tech, and experience. Now, I have to give a few quick honorable mentions because if I do not, somebody is going to yell at me, and they will be right. Range Rover Sport absolutely belongs in the conversation because KBB shows a 2021 SE dropping from $72,180 to around $29,300, which is roughly a 59% hit, and that is before you even get into the top trims. That is giant depreciation and giant maintenance responsibility living in the same body. Nissan Titan also deserves love because it is one of those trucks that gets skipped way harder than the actual product sometimes warrants. KBB shows a 2019 Titan single cab S at about $32,285 new and around $15,050 now, which is roughly a 53% drop. That is the exact kind of truck value story the Reddit thread was sniffing out. And the Chevy Bolt deserves another shout because if you want the most chaotic value proposition in this whole video, it might be this thing. KBB shows a 2021 Bolt EV Premier dropping from $42,695 to around $13,550, which is about a 68% hit. That is the kind of number that makes people either buy one immediately or start posting battery myths in all caps. And that right there is the real lesson. Depreciation is not just a warning sign, it is information. Sometimes it's telling you to run away. Sometimes it's just telling you the market is overreacting. And if you can tell the difference, you can get a ridiculous amount of car for your money while everybody else is paying the Toyota tax on something that they get bored with 2 months later. The move is not chasing the cheapest listing. The move is understanding why it is cheap. That means pre-purchase inspection every time, insurance quote before you fall in love, service records before seller stories, exact year and powertrain research, not just model name research, and a little humility because a car can be an amazing deal and still be a terrible fit for your life. But if you nail that process, this is where some of the best buys in the market are hiding right now. Not in the obvious stuff, in the stuff everybody else is scared to click. And honestly, that's my favorite part of this whole game. And remember to go to winthisIdealCar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus bonus cash. Mark 5 Supra, Shelby GT350 plus life-changing cash. Also, I've pinned all these deals via Auto Tempest in the pinned first comment down below. Like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out some of these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad Danger, this is Ideal, and promise me one thing, keep living the Ideal lifestyle.